Coming up on Seminole Sports Magazine, for any college student, it can be hard to be away from your family. But the women of the FSU golf team help each other with a little taste of home. Also, sidelined by injury, this student athlete made the best of the situation and did something to help the entire team. And it takes passion, dedication, and commitment to stay focused in any sport. We'll hear from an athlete from across the world and his challenge. And we'll check out another Hall of Fame inductee at Florida State who contributed his part to a national championship team. These stories and more on Seminole Sports Magazine. Hello everyone, I'm Rob Wilson. The transition into college is not an easy one, especially when you come from a different country. What helped some members of the FSU women's golf team adapt was being able to stay true to their roots while starting a new life in the United States. Seminole Productions reporter Jenny Knight tells us more.
Half the players on FSU's women's golf team didn't grow up anywhere near Tallahassee. 4 of the 8 players are from overseas, making the team a cultural melting pot.
Well, the diversity of this group certainly is something new that we haven't had in the last couple years. The good thing about that is, again, they tend to kind of flock together and want to blend in with the American culture.
I like that there's so many different people from different cultures. It kind of brings us all together.
I think that there's more team unity on our team than ever before this year. We have a great group of girls. We all get along. It makes practice more fun. It makes traveling a lot more fun too.
That's part of the reason you bring in internationals, is so that they can bring part of their culture over to our country and teach our kids something that they may never experience again.
After 3 top 10 finishes to start the season, the team has begun the fall on a hot streak. The team knows the importance of refueling their always busy bodies and that success on the course can't be accomplished without proper nutrition.
We'll feed them breakfast, and then within half an hour they're ready to eat again. So it's always, Coach, what are we having? When are we eating? Things of that nature. So food certainly plays a role, not only when we're out of town, but also when we're in town.
I cook most of the time 3 times a week, and I usually cook European food because that's what I know the best.
Before a football game, we all got together and have the big brunch. So I made a quiche that was really good. And I also made crepes for another Sunday brunch.
Most college students don't have time to sit down and enjoy a well-prepared meal. It's on the go, in the car, and through a drive-thru between classes. But with this year's mixture of nationalities, a fusion of delicious recipes and eye-opening cultural cuisines have become the norm for these student athletes.
They're not really picky. I mean, they'll pretty much eat anything that's not tied down, which is great when you have a group of players together.
What is the weirdest thing that you've ever eaten?
Probably a reindeer.
If you had the choice to eat a reindeer again, would you do that?
Yeah, definitely. I love it. In Finland, that's not weird at all. It's very popular. It's a delicacy.
The strangest thing I've eaten is the tongue of a dog and an ant.
I typically stay inside my box, and chicken is staple for me.
When they aren't rolling in birdie putts together on the green, these girls can be found living life as American college students. With busy class schedules, team bonding is often done over a meal or dessert, something they look forward to every week.
When we're on the road, we eat every meal together. When we're here, we try to get together a couple times a week to have lunch. It's nice to be able to get away from practice and get away from the golf course and actually get involved in each other's lives.
As a team, we either go and have some yogurt mountain, or we meet at one of our plays and we just have either lunch or dinner together.
The biggest difference between France and the States for meals is basically in France we like to take our time and go sit in the restaurant, and I guess in the US you like to go through a drive-through, and we don't have those in France.
After hearing about these team get-togethers where some of the girls cook foreign food for each other, I decided to switch things up a bit by introducing one of them to something she wasn't too familiar with: fast food. Okay, so before you try your very first fast food chicken biscuit, I have to ask, when's the last time you went through a fast food drive-thru?
I haven't been to one since I got here, and we don't really have drive-thrus in Finland, so I don't really eat it.
Do you like fast food, or do you not have it that much?
Well, sometimes I eat it, but I think it's pretty gross.
Okay, well, let's try it.
like it.
Okay, so moment of truth. What'd you think?
This doesn't really make me want to eat fast food. The food in Finland is way healthier than in here. The chicken is grilled instead of fried, and you just feel way better after eating your meal.
From the course to the kitchen, these girls of the Greenway are using food to better understand each other and improve their team play in hopes of bringing home another championship for the Garnet and Gold. I'm Jenny Knight for Seminole Sports Magazine.
The Seminoles wrap up their fall golf season next weekend in San Antonio at the Alamo Challenge. They'll look to roll in birdies and enjoy some Texas cuisine. When we come back, we'll see how an FSU athlete made something positive out of his injury recovery time. And you'll also learn of another FSU Hall of Fame inductee and his incredible collegiate career as a defensive lineman for the Seminoles.
Seminole Sports Magazine is brought to you by Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste and 0 calories.
Welcome back, everyone, to Seminole Sports Magazine. Unfortunately, injured athletes have to go through the process of recovery to get back in the game. It's during that time that we'll hear of one athlete's initiative to do something positive for a great cause. Lane Hurt has the story.
Senior tight end Kevin Hapley is making the most of his season-ending ACL tear by trying to make a difference off the football field.
Everybody always says, just say make it a learning experience, make it a positive. So I thought this was a great way to, bring, a positive out of my injuries.
Hapley has started a chapter of Uplifting Athletes, a nonprofit organization targeted at raising awareness about rare diseases.
I was involved with it when I was at Penn State, and it was a really great thing. Their disease is kidney cancer, and they raise a lot of money, and it gives you a really good feeling to be a part of it. And it's a lot of fun, just a great experience, and I think it just really goes a long way in doing something to help other people.
The seniors' target? Fanconi anemia.
Coming over here, I obviously knew Coach Fisher's story with Ethan, and I just thought that it was a great situation. It would work out perfectly where our head coach's son was directly affected by a rare disease, and it just all made sense to me.
Candy and I are unbelievably appreciative. We couldn't believe that what he was doing, and I just think it shows to what kind of young man he is and the forethought he has to look at things, and he's just a tremendous young man, very high character, and Candy and I are unbelievably appreciative.
What makes Uplifting Athletes special is the fact the organization is run completely by football student athletes.
The players, we make all the decisions in terms of, what direction we want to go in, what kind of stuff we want to do and how we want to do it. So, it gives us a lot of good, experience with, teamwork.
Showing that Hapley wants to use his platform as a student athlete to make a difference.
We're just on such a big stage, as college football players, and especially here at Florida State, we have a lot of national attention, and, when we talk, our voices are heard. So, we can just do a lot of good with this, and I think it's definitely going to go a long way.
We are athletes. We want to play ball. We want to do that. We want to get a great education. But it's more important being a good person. And to take the platform you have and the name recognition you have and the notoriety that you have and try to help someone beside yourself and make it more about the problems in the world out there, and that you can change the world and you can take the platform which you have as athletics and really turn it into something great. And Kevin has done that, and he's a tremendous young man.
Right now, there are about 20 universities that are currently committed to uplifting athletes, and it's wonderful to be a part of such an organization thanks to Kevin Hapley. Please visit their website to find out more about uplifting athletes. When we return here on Seminole Sports Magazine, he came from another part of the world to play tennis at FSU. It certainly has its challenges, but dedication and passion brings him success. Welcome back, everyone, to Seminole Sports Magazine, and it's time now to review scores and highlights from recent FSU athletic events. Here's Kelsey Portugal to catch you up with all the latest in Seminole athletics.
Hey Noles fans, I'm Kelsey Portugal here with the rundown on a strong week in Seminole athletics. The men and women's cross country teams hosted the 41st annual FSU Invitational on Friday. Leading the women's team, junior Colleen Quigley finished the 5,000-meter course in 16:55.53. She crushed the previous record on the Appalachia Regional Park by 35 seconds. The men's team put out a strong effort as well. Coach Brayman put in his B team, but still had grad student Sean Quinn finishing 5th with a personal best record. Overall, the Seminoles came out on top with a perfect 15-point total for the meet. The 21st ranked volleyball ladies are going strong as they made their third 3-set win for the season, taking on the Maryland Terrapins. FSU won the first set on a double contact penalty by the Terrapins, ending at 25-19. Leah McKeskey led the set with 6 kills. The second set began with the Noles ahead. Izzy Carmona put down a kill, making it 8-5 just before the Terps caught up. It was back and forth with FSU getting ahead and Maryland tying it up until the final couple points with a block by seniors Ashley Neff and Elise Walsh and a Terrapin attacking error. The third set came easier with Walsh hammering kill after kill. The Seminoles won that set 25-14 to finish the match. The Noles also defeated the Pittsburgh Panthers in another 3-set domination. The first set had the Lady Noles trailing up until the final points. Neff and Walsh had a block to tie it up and another to close out the set 25-22. The second set was back and forth between the teams until FSU finished it 25-23. In the final set of the match, FSU led Pitt the entire way, ending at 25-20. Finishing the week with another victory is the women's soccer team. The undefeated ladies conquered the Pittsburgh Panthers last Sunday. Scoreless up until the 40th minute, Lopez passed to Anna McClung as she spun around and shot it in from the left corner of the net. Dagny Brynja's daughter scored her 6th goal of the season, bypassing the goalkeeper with a blast right under the crossbar. Not long after, Jamia Fields attempted a goal, but it hit off the hand of a Pitt defender, giving the Noles a penalty kick. Taking full advantage, Marta Bukowska-Matthews blasted it in for the Seminoles' 3rd goal of the game. In the 88th minute, Carson Pickett drove a shot that deflected off a Panther and into the net for the 4th and final goal of the game, giving the Noles a 4-0 victory. There you have it, another week of Seminole victories. I'm Kelsey Portugal, and that was your Seminole Update.
This student athlete's focus, perseverance, and sacrifice on and off the court brought him halfway across the globe to pursue his first love, tennis. Here at Florida State, tennis star Benjamin Locke is shining brighter than ever, but even in light of his recent successes, Locke still stays humble and hungry, hoping that his persistence will propel him through his junior year. Andrew Jupe has the story.
Junior tennis standout Benjamin Locke's attitude, ambition, and work ethic have given him success. Since first picking up a racket at age 7, Locke has always worked hard and played hard. It's something he says he learned at a young age growing up in his homeland of Zimbabwe.
From a small town, everyone knows everyone, people are really friendly. I think Zimbabweans are pretty laid back, but also extremely hardworking. Most of them are very ambitious.
Locke's ambition at the young age of 13 took him away from his homeland to the country of South Africa. While in South Africa, the young, motivated Locke trained at an International Tennis Federation camp to sharpen his tennis skills. The move, the dedication, and the determination have all been instrumental in taking Locke's game to the next level.
Well, I just learned that there's a fine line between making it and competing with really top guys, and it kind of just motivated me more to work harder.
As Locke helps improve the Noles on the court, the team returns the favor by improving his life off of it. The team's family environment has helped Locke's transition not only to his new home at FSU, but also his stay in the U.S.
When I came to Florida State, I just really liked the coach and the team and the whole athletic department. I felt kind of similar to home here, so they really made me feel like I was part of the team, and so that's why I came here.
The camaraderie, composure, and confidence Locke gains from the team is not limited to his tennis prowess. The junior tennis star is hitting off his academic career just as successfully as his athletic career. Locke's effort in the classroom is setting him up for a life outside the boundaries of a tennis court.
You know, I've never heard anyone that graduated saying they wished they had studied less. And I've also never heard them say, I wish I had practiced less. So, you know, the more that they can focus on those two things, the more they'll set themselves up to achieve both on and off the court.
Juggling success in tennis and in his major of finance at the FSU College of Business seemed like a fun ride. Locke soon found out that the life of a student athlete is indeed a ride, one resembling a roller coaster. Locke's demanding life as a student athlete went downhill as he dropped into a sophomore slump.
In the fall of my sophomore year was probably the hardest one for me. I had some tough classes, and I was kind of trying to play better, and I went through a bit of a down patch, but coaches helped me pick up my game, and you know, I've been playing much better ever since.
While improving personally, Locke also improved the FSU roster through helping recruit his current doubles partner and former junior pro teammate Marco Nunez the talented tandem threatens the country's best doubles pairs.
When I was planning to transfer, he was really a big part of why I transferred. I knew him so well, and he told me it was an awesome university, so I come visit, and I like it a lot.
As a pair, Ben and Marco recently traveled to the All-Americans tournament in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where they reached the final round of qualification.
We're competitive with each other, which is good, but we're also really good friends on and off the court.
Individually, Locke qualified for the final draw in the singles tournament amongst the nation's top 64 players. Locke's hot collegiate start, paired with his summer pro experience, has taught him a lot about himself and his game.
I learned my weaknesses and stuff I need to improve on, so I thought it was a very positive trip, and I'm going to try and do something like that next summer.
Locke's experiences nationally and internationally are something he seeks to put to good use in class and on the court. For Seminole Sports Magazine, I'm Andrew Jupe.
Locke's recent efforts and experiences continue to serve him and the team well. The Seminoles men's tennis team seek continued success in the 13-14 season behind the serve of their South African superstar. Florida State football has had many great athletes. We'll take a look at one that has just been inducted into the FSU Hall of Fame. You're watching Seminole Sports Magazine.
Seminole Sports Magazine is brought to you by Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste and 0 calories.
The FSU Hall of Fame is truly an exhaustive list of very talented individuals who've demonstrated their skills while attending Florida State. One such talented athlete is Jamal Reynolds, a former defensive end who wrapped up his collegiate career with a national championship win. Here's a look at new Hall of Fame inductee, Jamal Reynolds.
Passion for competition and football runs deep in the Reynolds family. Growing up in Aiken, South Carolina, Jamal Reynolds aspired to follow in the footsteps of his father, Bill, a defensive end at South Carolina State. He had two brothers, Dyron, who was a linebacker at Wake Forest, and Rashad, a linebacker at Rice, and a sister, Dakisha, who was a shot put and discus thrower at the University of South Carolina. His mom, who ran track at South Carolina State, rounded out this remarkably talented family. So being a successful college football star and Hall of Famer comes as no surprise to anyone. Jamal Reynolds was on the state championship high school football team at Aiken High. He was widely regarded as one of the country's top defensive ends rated by Super Prep. He was named a Parade All-American and Prep Star Dream Team while being heavily recruited. He says though there was pressure to stay in South Carolina, he wanted to play for legendary head coach Bobby Bowden, and he wanted to win a national championship, so he signed to be a Seminole. His first season, Jamal was one of only 15 true freshmen to see action on the field. As a sophomore, he finished the year with 42 tackles and was third on the team in sacks. But it was his next 2 seasons when he took his game to the next level. The defensive end earned all ACC honors and was recognized as a unanimous first-team All-American. He also won the Bill Hillis Trophy for the top defensive lineman awarded by the Touchdown Club of Columbus and was a finalist for the College Football News Defensive Player of the Year award. After helping the Seminoles reach the Orange Bowl, the 6'4" Reynolds won the prestigious Lombardi Award, given to the nation's top lineman. He was the second Seminole to win the award. Linebacker Marvin Jones was honored in 1992, and Corey Simon and Andre Wadsworth were runners-up. all of whom are FSU Hall of Famers. Being a member of the first team to ever go wire-to-wire as an AP's #1 and being a part of Florida State's 1999 national championship was one of the most memorable moments in Jamal's collegiate career. In the Sugar Bowl, Reynolds had 3 sacks on Virginia Tech quarterback Michael Vick, putting an exclamation mark on his successful season. His strong college pedigree led the Green Bay Packers to select Reynolds with the 10th overall selection in the 2001 NFL Draft. It was a dream come true. As a boy, Jamal collected trading cards of players like Brett Favre and Seminole greats Leroy Butler and Edgar Bennett. Now they were his teammates. His cousin Walter Scott also played for Green Bay when they won the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, injury shortened a bright and hopeful career in the NFL for Reynolds. After 3 seasons with the Packers, a slipped disc in his back ended Jamal's dream and forced him into retirement. The first thing on his list was to return to Florida State, where he finished his degree in sports management in 2005. Jamal now lives in the Tallahassee area where he owns rental property and dabbles in the real estate market. He often is asked to speak at events and to high school teams, where he is also happy to share his message to hit the books and the sky's the limit. Reynolds enjoys spending time with his nieces and nephew and continues to enjoy hunting and fishing as he did growing up in Aiken. But he has also found a new passion, and that is traveling. Not just travel around the state or even the country, but Jamal has traveled to many new and exciting lands and done some amazing things on his travels. Some of the places he's visited include Dubai, Thailand, Sri Lanka, and most recently, Cuba.
Traveling the world, not a bad way to spend your time after such a successful career after all. I'm Rob Wilson, and we'll see you next week on Seminole Sports Magazine.